Well, hey everybody, welcome back to my kitchen. This is Cooking with John, that's me. And today I'm going to show you how I do my beef jerky. It's very interesting. This probably might be a couple of parts. We'll see how it all goes. But let's get to some cracked pepper and garlic jerky. All right, I make a lot of jerky. You might have seen sometimes over here, my big dehydrator oven. I usually leave it on the counter when I do a lot of jerky, when I get a lot of it. But I already got my seasoning in here, but I always change my seasoning a little bit. So what I like to do for a natural nitrate, celery powder. So doesn't do anything to the flavor, but what it does do, it adds another all-natural nitrate to make your jerky last longer, and it intensifies the flavor. So I usually put 1 tablespoon of that in there. Okay, and then what I always do is I take a little bit more of the garlic granules, and I just put a little bit more garlic in there because my jerky's got a lot of flavoring. Okay, and I take a little bit more cracked pepper in there. I would say that's good. I do a small batches of about 5 pounds. I yield out of that almost 3 pounds. And the reason why, and it's so tender in that, is because I use, where most people use brown sugar and a lot of water, I use 100% all-natural, plant-based vegetable glycerin. This is what makes the meat absorb more and makes it tender for your jerky. So I only put in, for 5 pounds, 5 ounces. I don't go overboard with it. You know, it's usually about 12 ounces, but then I think it's too sweet. This is nice and thick, so we need to make sure that we get this mixed up real nice. And I get these sports drinks, you know, with the little ball and the thing to mix up all of my seasoning really good. So I put 5 ounces in there, and I let that go like that. And since I'm going to be messing with the meat here shortly, I have to put on my gloves, because this isn't for me, this is for other people. I already got the sanitized, I went over it, wiped down everything like that. So this is going. Now I do some hot water in there, and then we're going to mix this up. Then I vacuum seal this for 1 to 2 hours, so it really absorbs. All right, how's this water feeling? Oh yeah, she's getting there. So there's 8 ounces of water, or 1 cup. Now I use warm water on this, everybody, because this will help out with the vegetable glycerin to break it down and smooth it out better. So 1 3/4 cup or 2 cups, but I'm going to go with 1 3/4. Put the lid on, and this is what I do. We're only making 1 batch today, because that's it. I usually make 20 different flavors of jerky. Oh, that's why you got to make sure your lid's down. See, sometimes we're just not the smartest. Sometimes we're horrible. I thought I canked that down, but I didn't. So I made a little mess, everybody. Didn't lose too much. It should be okay. Oh yeah, I messed that up pretty good. So I give this a really good shake, because You want everything to be mixed up, and I'm starting to see the foam inside, so that's telling me everything is getting really good. I'm just gonna rinse this off real quick. Just like that. I haven't done that in a long time by popping that like that. All right, I'm gonna be handling that meat. Get my gloves back on. All right. So everything is wiped down. That should be good enough. See, my hands got wet from rinsing that. So now you can't get your darn gloves on very good. You know. But, yeah, I was saying, what, about 20 flavors? And with the alternates, I kind of like make an original horsey, you know, that type of stuff. Everything like that, I make like 3 different teriyakis, 2 different barbecues. So the variants and everything, I would say I make about 30, 40 different types of jerky. Okay. All right. Next time, dry your hands a lot better so you don't blow out your gloves. Can you believe that? I'm just not doing well today. You know, I'm just horrible today. And these are the large. Maybe I should have just put the extra larges on. That's what happens when they kind of stick to your fingers, and then you have to keep on yanking on them. You finally break them. I just don't get why I can't get these gloves on today. Yeah, you know, things got to go smoother. All right. Now, I use my tumbler. What I do, and over here in the sink where I have the meat that I took out, I have it already pre-cut into the strips for the jerky. I have a nice stainless steel machine that I get eye of round, and I just drop it in there and perfect 1/4 inch cuts. So I start separating it and I put it in here. When I buy my eye of round, I usually buy 1,000 pounds, and then I cut it up, and then I vacuum seal it. And then whenever I need to, I grab 5-pound bags, and then when people call me up or I say, hey John, can I get some jerky off you? I was like, sure. So I got asked by my friend, hey John, I need some more cracked pepper and garlic. Well, it's all gone out of the freezer. Usually my jerky will last because it's all natural. It doesn't have, it's got the salt and everything else in there, but it doesn't got any of the preservatives like the commercial brands do. My jerky will last 3 to 6 months, freezer up to a year. Once you open it, I use Mylar bags with the oxygen absorbers, and I water test my jerky, and a shelf stable jerky comes out to be a 0.82 to a 0.86. So I usually get my jerky around a 0.82 to a 0.78, a little drier, but it's still juicy. All right, if you look, that's 5 pounds. I take my seasoning, give it a shake, make sure everything is good, and now we just pour it in there. Oh, you can see the garlic, you can see the cracked pepper. Now that fills up about halfway. Then what I do is I add a little bit more water into my, give it a shake to get the last of that seasoning. So that's basically about 2 cups of water in there. All right. Don't need the gloves right now because I'm not touching any of the food. So let's get this vacuum sealed up, and then I'll show you how I do it. Okay, so we're all done with our jerky seasoning up, and there's hardly any juice left in here. So let's open this up. Oh, that smells so good, everybody. So good. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this jerky and I'm going to put it in here where it can kind of drain a little bit, but it is nice and thick. It absorbed, I would say, 95% of the fluid. So, oh yeah, that's looking real good. Where this was about up to here, everybody, that's it. Nothing left. Watch. This is how little is left. That's how you get excellent flavor in your jerky. Now, what a lot of people do with this, and I don't do it that way, is that they'll sit there and they'll wipe and dry this off. I'm not like that. So what I'm going to do is I just kind of take it and get it on my racks for the dehydrator. And now this dehydrator I bought is a oven slash dehydrator. This thing gets up to 195 degrees almost instantaneously. That's what's so nice about it. And I can get this jerky so delicious. So let's get this all put on. Can I get a piece right here? Yes, I can. Now, like I said, a lot of people, what they do then is they'll sit here and they'll pat dry all this flavoring off. I don't. Maybe that's why it has so much flavor, but there's rack 1 done. We'll put it over here until we can get it into the machine. Last time I used these, I dehydrated my basil from the garden, and I have to harvest my red ruffle basil. I'll do a video with that, you know, something old but new, but any dehydrator will work with that. And the reason why I used the double is because so then it would hold them down. So they wouldn't go flying all over the place while they're dehydrating the leaves from the basil plant. So I usually get about 6 trays. This unit holds 16 trays. And what's really nice about that, wow, this is just so beautiful looking jerky or meat already. What's so great about that is that I can get quite a bit done. I'm going to put a piece right there. Let's get our next tray going. I have to also dehydrate my chives because that is so expensive at the grocery store right now. But this is how I do John's jerky for all the people that ask me for it. And you take your time, you do it good. It's just so flavorful. But some people ask about how I do my jerky, and this is how I do it. This vacuum sealer is made night and day difference. Night and day. Now, oh, my hands are all messy and I forgot to leave this open. Let's see which one finger is the less dirty. And I think it was my pinky. So we're going to open up the door. And I'm going to put this in every other rack because I'm not making multiple. So I can use the whole machine. It also helps it dry it and makes it better faster. So that's 3 trays. Let's see what we got next. Now since I touched those and I put those over there, we're going to get those cleaned up. But we got everything wiped down again, everything cleaned, and everything ready to go. Just make sure when you're doing your jerky, if you're going to be doing a whole muscle jerky like this, to make sure that they're flat, that there's not like little, like the meat bubbled underneath each other. All right, let's see. I need a small piece to fit in there. Kind of like that right there. So I push that out. And like for this, I don't have to overfill these because it's the only thing going in there. There we go. We have a small little piece. Let's see if we can find a thin piece like this that we could put right there. We'll put that there. All right. So that's 4 trays now done. Yeah, I'll put these off to the side so we can get them in. We turn up the water heater on high so we even get even hotter water when we wash them. Oh yeah, look at how beautiful this came out. They just like absorbed all that fluid with the vacuum sealant. All right. Yeah, good flavoring on it. You could smell the garlic. You could see the pepper. So this is going to be some excellent cracked pepper and garlic. All right. Here's number 5. Let's get number 6 going. I have somebody asked me to make them some, they don't eat meat, but they'll eat turkey. So I'm going to make them some turkey, ground turkey jerky. You know, do that. Now also with your jerky, I have round is pretty lean, but there's going to be a little fat like this in there. That's not bad for jerky. It gives it a lot of flavor, but you also got to, you know, if it's too much and if it doesn't dehydrate good enough in my eyes, I'll cut that off. Oh yeah, look at that. We just got a few pieces left. I'm going to put this one here. Then we're going to put this one here. Oh yeah, we could put that piece right there. And where are we going to take this little snippet? A little snippet's going to go right there. Okay, so then we're going to go glove. Put this in the sink. Put the gloves right down there. And then we're going to put this in the dehydrator. Oh, and the counter is so messy from everything dripping down off of the tray. All right, let's get this latched up. Now everybody, here's my sheet of all my notes of how I do my jerky. So it's pretty intense. You can't just throw this in there and then wait 5 hours, you know, 6 hours, 7 hours and come back. And then, you know, oh, the jerky's done. You know, this is, I have to pay attention. Every 30 minutes, I'm on top of this oven dehydrator right here. So let's get that hands all done. So what I'm going to do is I want to dry this jerky now. So what I want to do is I want to get this going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry this because I did not pat it. So this I will put up a link where I bought this. This costs like close to, what did I spend? About $1,200 for this unit because I got the extra sheets, the extra everything like that, because when I do jerky for venison, I have dedicated trays for that. So I'm gonna go, and this thing goes from 0 ambient temperature to 195. So what I'm gonna do is hit my timer for 30 minutes. I'm gonna hit it to 115. At 115 for 30 minutes, this is gonna help dry the wetness, the seasoning, onto the meat. It's gonna start bringing it like that. Then I'm gonna rotate the trays, and I'm gonna rotate the trays and raise them up and down. Then I go to the next, and then the next. So this is just me showing off the beginning. So this is gonna take close to 4 to 5 hours to be done. And so the next video would be showing me taking it out, doing the testing, because I'll test it for water activity. I will take an internal temperature to make sure it reached 165. And then I will then start doing my water testing, water activity testing with it. And then hopefully everything is good. And then I can press it and bag it. So the next video is gonna be at the point where the jerky's all done and I'm starting to do the water activity test. So right there, I'll put a link up for this Bench Foods dehydrator / oven. And then you can see if you're interested in something like this for yourself. But I'm gonna be doing apple chips here shortly that I do for quite a bit of people. And then I'll go through 4 to 6 bushels of apples. Regular cinnamon caramel apples, and then I bag them all up for people. So this is what I'm doing right now, and we got the jerky going.